Amyisms, dating apps for teens, and the best Insta out there. All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations.
Oh, my stars and stripes, it's Memorial Day. How are you?
I am well.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
I think it's pronounced like this. I am well.
Oh.
I think that's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Why are you Mel?
No, I didn't say. I said well. Exactly.
Hey, I think something happened in betwixt our last show and now. If my feeble adult brain serves, did you get a final word on summer camp?
We did.
Oh.
We did, and it is not happening. Camp was canceled. Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. I'm so glad you get me. That's exactly
Well, I mean,
how
that's
I feel.
the biggest news, honestly, of all the tragedies of the world. That one is up there. That's a really big heartache.
Only if you know me and you know that every summer I get 7 weeks in the hammock, and it's my time.
You're so ridiculous. This is not a heartache for you. I wasn't even thinking about you, my beloved friend. I was thinking
them.
Fuck them kids. I was thinking about them in the sense that, you know, the traditions and this is the last ever and gee, thanks for nothing. Fuck you, COVID, and all the rest of it. So,
you know that phrase, if I had known it was the last time we were having sex or the last time we would kiss, I mean, I would have remembered it or done it differently or like the last time.
I guess, yes, I know that phrase very
like
well.
the theory of it. So my kid's last summer of camp is last summer.
Yeah.
Not this summer. This was the summer that was his counselor year, go out on a high note. Her waitress year, am I devastated that she's not serving little people peanut butter and cleaning Nutella off the floor? No, but still, it's a really fun year for them where they have so much like autonomy there. But it is not happening. And they all desperately wanted to drive to Florida this week, and I put the kibosh on
You're
that.
no on Florida again? Then that surprises me. Now I'm flipping over to Team Stu.
When school is over and Stuart has a week off somewhere, I mean, not a week off.
Those are
'cause he's
prerequisites. They wanted to go during school?
Yeah, school's not over yet.
What the fuck? Why are we talking about this? Did you kick them?
'cause-
You should kick
Well,
them.
you could also do school, not from the car so much.
No,
but
you could not. No, you could not.
Right.
You could do school from Disneyland. I mean, fuck off.
Right.
Thank you, children in the candy store logic. No.
Yeah, so
I'll eat one piece.
I will find someone who will stay at our home with our kids for a week, and we will, God help us, drive down. And now that I'm about to concede the summer, spending some time there, the kids are like, let's fly. I'm like, that's it. I'm done with all of you.
I don't.
I'm done with all of you.
That's not. And here's the real reason. I am blessed enough to know that vacationing with you in Florida requires renting a car when you get down there. There is no get there and you're kind of there. So if you have to get a car when you're down there and you don't have to risk death in an airplane to get down there, it's 2-in-1, dopes. You're driving. And P.S., your cars drive themselves and come with butlers. So fucking off is the name of that tune. It's not like you're sitting in a Civic. I mean, you're rolling down there in a Tesla or a Land Rover, Aeronaut or whatever the fuck you are driving, right? With cabin service and a staff.
Do you remember when you discovered the Grey Poupon refrigerator?
You have a fucking refrigerator in your car. Kids, I'm not kidding. That's a not kidding. I almost made you wreck the car from my screaming. There's a fucking refrigerator in the center of the console in betwixt the driver and the hapless passenger. And I guess that's just to keep your gold bars chilled. I'm not sure what you really need because it's not for your beers. I'm not really sure. Does it a heater too? Is there a little masseuse that lives in the center console?
No, but they do have glove compartments that have like a warming, but not mine. I don't have that.
Please.
I've seen that in really nice cars. I don't have that.
So you have warm gloves.
So, right, exactly.
Jiminy.
Or sandwiches,
Jiminy crack
which is
whore.
what we
That
would
is
have.
some crazy shit.
We would stop at Capriati's and put one in there if that were the case. We get a capastrami and put that right in the glove compartment.
Oh, I love it.
But we don't have that, and that's okay. I don't need that. So our plans for the summer are yet undefined. Dear listener, we are open to suggestions that are kind, not stupid and mean, because I come from privilege.
Because she knows me, and she gets
Don't be
enough of
mean.
the stupid. I'm not mean, but stupid I think I have covered. If
So
you've heard me light a match and then blow out the match after I've lit it, I am now, for mood's sake, I just found some
Joe
matches.
Malone.
I'm lighting my special secret gift of a Joe Malone candle, and I've noticed several weeks after enjoying it in the most decadent way that printed right on the label, it says a scented bougie parfumerie, scented candle from a bougie parfumerie. And I'm like, yes, that's perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you again, dear listener, secret listener, for the world's best gift.
No, it was Rusty. Thank you, Rusty.
Wow.
Amy,
Yes.
happy Memorial Day.
Thank you. Oh,
And
I
that
guess-
is my
I'm sorry.
fairy wand.
I'm sorry. I guess my croissants are done. I had everything turned off except the timer on my phone. I'm hyperventilating because of Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day to you as well.
I happen to know that you were the first of the two of us to experiment with physical distancing in a gathering that you had at your home yesterday.
Yes. I was held at gunpoint, and I had a very horrifying experience occur. It was traumatic, but now it's over.
Okay,
So-
tell me a little bit about it.
So, close friends of ours and the kids who match up with our kids who are close friends. So everybody's a wonderful close friend. We've traveled together. We've vacationed together. We play sports together, get together all the time. Haven't seen each other physically in more than 65 days, as you know, well more as the way works. And everybody was like, this is ridiculous. We have backyards. We have grills. We have scents. Let's make it happen. And I just got dragged into it and strong-armed into it. And what I knew would happen has happened, which is, of course, everybody showed up, and 2.5 hours into social distancing in the backyard, it rained. When we have food out.
Everybody's coming in
And
now.
here's the difference. I have the back half of my house is a screened area with an accordion door that opens so that my house is sort of, the whole first floor becomes a sort of indoor-outdoor, right? So there's plenty of space to, air quotes, be outside and still be inside. So then there was this, we'll just move all the food into there. And while that was happening, and I'm just thinking, okay, do I shut the door and do I lock them down? And what do I do? And at this point, it's fewer than 10 people. I made the decision in the afternoon, if they were coming over, the worst would occur and we'd have to blend our bubbles and just know that's the case. So they came inside and I made everybody stay on the porch, and anybody, the kids, of course, wanted to go upstairs to playroom areas. You know, the worst possible, most toxic thing to do. They all wore masks. I know it's the biggest joke in the world. They wore masks until I couldn't see them anymore. And the masks were transported with them upstairs. And if they kept the masks on, I'd be thrilled. But at that point, I mean, they'd been outside together. So it's fewer than 10 people. I just let it roll. And I was not happy or comfortable the entire time. And everyone else was, except for Paulie, who at the end of the night, when everybody went home and, you know, how were you? How did you think it was? And he said, it was a little weird. And I said, was it because of the mask? And he goes, no, just the whole thing felt a little weird. I didn't really feel, I said, were you uncomfortable? Did you feel like you did something you didn't want to do? Like, now I'm starting to go like, whoop, whoop. And
He
he's
didn't
like,
feel safe?
And I said, did you not feel safe?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it wasn't really that. It was just, I think he even said this, you're just so much more aware of everything. And I was like, yeah, you are. This fucking kid's gonna rule us all. But it's the truth. And I worked the hardest of all, although you don't hear any of this on this podcast. I worked the hardest of all not to transfer my neuroses to the kids directly. So this was, you know, put it all on my shoulders. Mommy's the weird one. Mommy's the silly one. You don't have to be weird. She's the worst. But it was fucking gut-wrenching going into it. And the whole time I kept thinking, this is over. Let's have a Sprite together. Like, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. And I didn't get any of the relaxation or the pleasure of seeing these people who I truly love.
Yeah.
They did. And by they, I mean, I know I can tell by the faces that they did, that my husband did, and that they did, and that this is an exercise as far as I'm concerned. I don't like heights. I'm not ever gonna like heights. But guess what? I also don't stay at the bottom and say, I'll take a picture of you guys when you get to the top. I'm not that person. I don't know if you've been with me in any kind of a height situation, lighthouses and what have you. I'm terrified. I hate it. I have a physical response, clammy, sweating, and I fucking go because I'm not gonna not go. So that's sort of what this was. This was like, I'm just going to pretend I'm super calm. And at one point, when it came to the end of the night and people start saying things like, here, let me help you throw this away, and all the touching and grabbing.
I got it.
I left. I said, that's it. I thank you. I love you. And I exited, and I went to another room and locked the door. And that was it. And then when I heard the house was quiet again, I just got the little spray bottle because they have sense. They're smart people. They're safe. This is, I don't want to take that risk for a variety of reasons, including my own health. So, and now, but it's done now. It's done now. It's going to have to happen. This feels as weird as when it first felt like we had to stay inside. It's the inverse weirdness, and I got to get through it because we're not going to stay inside forever.
So you were like a pioneer on this because everybody's going to have to do this, right? Everybody's going to have to leave the house. This isn't how it is from now on, but it is like the reason they were just talking about it. The reason that this whole lockdown came to be is because if we had continued with that herd immunity, all of the hospitals would have been overrun. Like it would have been a nightmare. So they did this to phase ourselves in and phase ourselves out. And once you're in that lockdown or once you're in that deprivation, I wonder what it's going to be like to see another human and, oh my God, hug them? What? How did you greet these dear friends of yours when they came to the house?
They would make jokes about it because they've been encouraging me. These are not friends. These are family. These are family with different DNA. These are right. Very close friends, right? And so they have the ability to chide me on this and push too far and make the jokes that aren't fucking funny because it's a fucking joke. And
because they're siblings,
and that's not
right.
Yeah. So it's not. So there was this whole thing I put together. I wrote up some guidelines and they ended up being 3 pages long, and those got circulated. I made a little video about how you're gonna have to sign this waiver.
Oh my God.
This was a big fucking deal. If you think it's not, I put a grid together and I said, look, you have to rank yourself in terms of how safe you are on this chart so that we can compare notes. Like I approached this in a very methodical way, and they showed up like dicks out, flags flying. So it was fine, and they were super fine. And their kids, I think, had been scared within an inch of their life.
Because of your
because of knowing me, period, probably, and seeing me move through the world in my horrible way, and also because their parents are super respectful, excellent people, so that their kids were like, as they always are, yes ma'am, no ma'am, whatever. They're like super great in that regard. Mask on, hand sanitizer out and on. Don't touch it. Like they were just doing the fucking work, and then my kids are. Do we have to do this? And I'm like, of fucking course. But it is a little weird when the whole script flips in your own house. You haven't had to wear a mask in your house, but now I'm like, no, you'll be wearing a fucking mask. Yes. So it's just, it felt really weird. It felt really weird, and it was really stressful. And I do it because we can't not. So I'm just trying to do it in a reasonable way. That's all.
I think it's interesting that your youngest was having issues with it because this is the very first time he's kind of been, I don't know, thrown into a situation where everything he's come to know as safe and okay is not, and it's in his home. It's not like
that's the difference.
It's not like I took Mallory to the Amish market and we had a plan of what we wanted, the route we were going to walk to get there, like all in one direction. We're staying 6 feet.
Well, that's
not in our house. That's in the world. And then you can come home and wipe everything down. Like I can't imagine after everybody left how that bleach water spray bottle combo
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any of it. I accepted it when I accepted them into our bubble, and I accepted them into our bubble, the eventuality of it, before I accepted them onto my back porch. That's the way that went. Before I agreed to have anybody come over with a bottle of anything. The answer is I had to mentally get there because I knew this is really just a slide. It's a slip and slide to where we're headed. And the difference here for me is the difference in the reopening plan. going to any market, which I've now started to do. I physically went to the supermarket myself. And the first time I did, I had to actually leave without all my items because it was too stressful. I got too upset. And then I went back because I needed an item and it was easier. And now it is okay. It's okay. There aren't a lot of people in there. You move through it. Here's the difference. I just want to make this one point and then we'll get off this thing. In North Carolina, where we live, we have a phase in. We're already in phase 2. Put a T. That's how ridiculous people think I'm being for my strictness level. You can go and sit in a restaurant and eat. That's where we are in North Carolina, and I won't let 10 people in my home. You can go to the beach, right? You can't go to a gym and work out. You can't go to a bar, but you can go to a brewery. You can go to a brew pub. You can go to a restaurant. So it's really weird. And people are angry and up in arms. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I know without any evidence from, the governor's office, I know in my house, the difference between a bar and a restaurant is a meal lasts an hour and a bar lasts all night. And people were, my house was a bar last night. My house was a gym. You were marinating. We were laughing. And because we were eating and drinking, I made the decision. I was like, we're not going to wear masks because the second you take it off to eat and drink, it's off. What are you doing? You've been exposed. So really, it was just the length of exposure that could have been reduced a little bit. We stayed apart. We didn't touch. We didn't share anything like that. But we did share the same air. I kept all the windows open. We were outside the majority of the time. The kids went upstairs. I'm not going to sanitize. I just have to accept it. I have to accept what that is. But the bar, so going to the Amish market, going to a market of any kind is so much safer than what we did last night. Even in the baby step, way that we did it, right? I controlled the viral load. I control the viral load through the contact tracing and through the slightly through the spacing apart. But this is no different than this is on my mind. I've got a college kid who in August has a move-in date. So he's not going to be able to socially distance from a roommate.
Right.
This is it's here. It's here. And we have to, at a certain point, you got to trust that when the percentages are small, that you're going to pick it up. Be thoughtful.
Just stay smart. Wash your hands. Yes.
Yeah, be thoughtful. Yes. And then some of it is you have to take a reasonable risk. So I opted to do something I didn't want to do. I don't feel great about it, but I did it. It's done.
Yeah, I don't anticipate. I mean, again, I'm one who stays in her house no matter what. I just don't like all the company I have all the time. Like everybody needs to leave. But I wonder, because we are not in phase 2 yet. We are still shelter in place here because our numbers just don't allow it. But I do think that next week is the projected reevaluation. The reevaluation is what drives everyone crazy. They see it as it will be better by date as opposed to we will reevaluate date, which is why people say, how could you? You told me, don't tell me. Shut the fuck up. Be a kind person, respect other people. And I mean, you did it. You brought another family in because you knew their exposure and you knew what they were bringing. And I think it's great. And if there's another family that you could have added to that, it would be mine. And I would have loved to have been there with you guys.
That's right.
Did you have any Amy-isms that you shared yesterday that people looked at you funny and you needed to explain yourself?
I don't know. I'm sure I do, but I'm unaware of them blissfully, which is why they probably continue to come out of my mouth.
I'd like to share 3 of them with you.
Oh, I do have some. Oh, so this is the education portion of the podcast. Great. Listener, so I'm going to continue my Memorial Day festivities of being fucking super uncomfortable. Fantastic. No. Bring it. I love it. I'm so excited.
No, this is not uncomfortable.
I'm teasing. Go.
This is you sharing pieces of you. I did learn from Amy and her family the phrase head on a swivel.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's not us. That's okay.
Right. So Brian played football and telling your kids, I think we were in a parking lot. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing in a deep scream, it's head on a swivel.
He's got dad coach voice, which is really, really hot. So whenever things are, when you feel like simultaneously you're being given instructions, told I'm going to kill you with all the force and violence of the devil from hell, and I want to protect you all at once. That's dad coach voice, and it's head on a swivel. And it's like, oh,
I love it.
And then you immediately stop what you're doing and look around in all directions to make sure that you don't get hit by an oncoming fucking car.
In any direction.
Because you're so dumb. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I adapted. I loved head on a swivel. But since then, there are two other things that you've said that I remember. There are many more, but two I really remember. One of them was take a seat, Schittsburg.
Yes. Yes. That's a fan favorite. So, right. So whenever we are a Flyers hockey family, as all should be, right? So whenever anything happens from Pittsburgh, it's always referred to as Schittsburg. So we remember with great fondness being out with some friends and in a public place watching, and probably must have been a playoff game, and super drunk Bill decides to stand up when Philadelphia scores a goal, the Flyers score a goal, and he stands up and screams out in the loudest voice, pointing at the sports bar TV up on the wall, take a seat, Schittsburg! And
my God.
And then everybody in the whole place is like, you're in North Carolina. Like, it was very weird and hilarious. So take a seat, Schittsburg now has migrated into anyone who has been humiliated by a, slight loss in sports advantage. Yes, you are now take a seat, Schittsburg, everyone.
I love that. I don't know how I'm going to use it in my family, as we are... Again, head on a swivel.
That's when
foreign.
anybody's a wah or boing. You can definitely pull out some, yeah.
All right, I got that now because we've started to play Sorry at night.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry. After dinner, we play Sorry because it's the only way
That's
I can get
my... That's a brutal and evil game. How do you play it without punching people?
It's the only way they'll say sorry is if they're currently shoving you from
oh my God
home to start. The other phrase, which really prompted this whole segment, to be honest.
Well, wait 30 seconds. So Sorry is a board game that the entire point of the board game is to fuck over everybody else you're playing with. It's every man for yourself. And so it's like Uno in that way. You pop this little thing and it rolls a die and then it tells you how far you can advance. And if you land on somebody else, you get to say, fuck you. But you really say, sorry. And you send them back to start. So it's this continuous, I'm going to screw everybody else but me. It's a very American game.
This is an example of how Amy explains Melissa.
Oh,
Melissa says a push. Amy goes on a 6-minute
I don't know
diatribe
if you have seen, and for another diversion, I don't know if you have seen, but we are now listened to, streamed, played, and beloved in more than 30 countries around the world. So I can explain the Milton Bradley board game designed for families known as Sorry. Continue.
Yeah, I just love that we should have a segment where I just talk and then you do an audible sign language below me saying what Missy means by this phrase is.
So it's Missy subtitles.
Yes, yes, but all audible. So the last phrase that you use that just, I've never heard it before since, is lights out, meatball.
Yeah.
What is lights out, meatball?
Well, that one has migrated over time. So initially, lights out, meatball is take a seat, Schittsburg. Lights out, meatball is when somebody pops you in the face and you have been rendered unconscious, right? So dominating another in a physical altercation and boom, lights out, meatball. So I've knocked you unconscious, right? That's where it started. But we have children now. So lights out, meatball is what we say to our little Italian children when it's time to go to bed. So, so when they're not listening, right? Because they have and another level and bing, 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 all the other stupid shit that they're doing. It's like lights out, meatball, because that means I've had enough and you going to bed. Or the implied threat is that I will render you unconscious if you can't do it on your own. I'm gonna knock your lights out. That's it. Knock your lights out is lights out, meatball. Because you a fucking meatball if you an Italian child. So that's how.
So I can't use that?
You can use it all you want.
Would I have to say, lights out, matzo ball?
Yes! I'm sorry to yell, but that's perfect. Is there something faster that rolls off the tongue besides matzo ball?
Canaedle?
Lights out, canaedle?
Canaedle?
Dim it.
Yeah,
you should say dim it. Dim it, canaedle. Oi! Yeah, me really.
All right, I'll work on that one.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't maybe carry the same force. But all right, we'll allow it. for
Do you
a
have
while.
others?
No, I'm sure I do. I don't know. I tend to say things that aren't things, and then other
I know.
and then other
Oh, I know.
And then other people somehow find this interesting and repeat it back to me. But you know what I mean when I say it. I just use alternate words.
Sometimes words are not your friends.
They're not.
Sometimes they are your best friends.
That's right.
So
That's right.
yeah,
That's
you're an all-time treat.
I'm like a sober drunk when it comes to coming up with word combinations, but that's okay. That's okay. Everything's fantastic. I'm super calm and really relaxed after having a house full of fomites. Is it fomates or fomites? I don't know. Which, you know, where you touch something and that's what kills you with the COVID. So
I think some of your phrases might be turning Southern.
oh, uh-oh.
And I found an Instagram that I fucking love. Do you know Leslie Jordan?
How could I not? She is my spirit animal on some days.
Nope. Leslie Jordan is a man.
Oh, Leslie Jones is who I meant.
Oh, okay. She's your. Wait, let's go back to Leslie Jones. She's your spirit animal?
Sure, because I love her.
She's fantastic.
I adore her.
Leslie Jordan is. Do you know who he is?
I'm sure I do, but I don't right now.
I want you to eventually
Give me a different thing for Leslie Jordan.
Did you watch Will and Grace?
Yes.
Do you know the tiny Southern something Leslie?
Is he also the assistant in Grace and Frankie to the daughter who runs the business? But like that character. The one who Brianna wants to fire all the time.
No, because he's older.
Okay.
He's older.
All right, but that's fine. Okay, so I get the character type. Got it.
He's from like Tennessee. He's got a very thick Southern drawl, and his Instagram starts with "aw shit" every time and it's just a view of his face telling you a story of something that happened today. Aw shit. I made a chicken today and I ate the whole chicken. And he will tell you he is both brilliant and hilarious.
I did the thing I never do, and I Googled him while you were talking.
I'm glad you did.
So glad that I did, because I have seen this dude. People post his videos all the time, and I never watch them because I thought it was somebody's fucking dad or uncle, and I keep the sound
funny.
off.
No, he's so funny.
Okay.
I went down a Leslie Jordan rabbit hole. And I was laughing so hard that I almost peed. He's hilarious. And one of them was, I'm decided to go to Kmart. Shit. I went to Kmart. And then he pans his camera with his mask on. Pans the camera up to a building. He says, but it isn't Kmart no more.
Yeah, I was going to say, there ain't no Kmarts.
Look what it is. And it says The Zone, Britney Spears, The Zone, right?
Okay.
So it's a store. I really don't know what it is. But I'm assuming he said something about clothes. And then he started to, under his breath, kind of sing a Britney Spears song under his mask, under his breath. And he's so fantastic. He's so great. And dear listener, if you are finding these times stressful and you need a giggle, Leslie Jordan has your giggle. He really does. He is so funny. And he said, I'd like to give you a view of my palatial Hollywood home. And he's got this tiny little apartment. His outside space, deck, patio, whatever, is as big as his inside space. So he just takes the camera and he spins a little in each direction. And it's adorable. And he's so great. And he's making being in quarantine a little more enjoyable.
It's definitely very fun. I haven't listened, as I mentioned, because the sound is off, and every time I'm using Facebook, it's when the whole world around me is quiet and I just scroll. So I can only see things. I never can listen. His face he films it in such a way where his entire face fills the screen. So it feels like he's telling you this very intimate, gossipy kind of a, y'all. Like, I don't even know what the fuck he's saying, but you can tell by looking at his old Southern ass face when he stands there. You can tell he's like, he is the Southern equivalent, I would think, of Wilford Grimley. Do you remember him? About eat your oatmeal. Like, whatever that guy is. This one's like, y'all, I just need to, and then he'll rub his eyes, and I'm like, I'm done. I'll come back and watch it, which I never do. But now I will.
Rabbit hole. Do it. It's so worth it. He's so great. He's so funny.
He looks like, whether he is or not, he looks like that classic seersucker suit, maybe wearing. Is he gay or is he Southern?
Oh, he's very
gay.
gay.
Kind of
yeah.
both. Well, your Southern gaydar, you never know, because in the South, there really is a whole category of men who are super not gay and absolutely dress, act, and talk as if, meaning their sound of their voice is affected as if they don't say like, I like dick. Not that. But the sound, then I would think, I think you're gay. They just,
not their verbiage,
yeah,
their tone.
Not what they're saying. Yeah. So not implied. It's just the lilt, the dialect, all of it. Gaydar is really tough in the South.
In the South,
before there was a metrosexual, there was the Southern gentleman, and And who cares?
Yes.
I don't care what they're fucking doing, but it's like, normally you look at somebody with brown hair and you think that person has brown hair. That's how I think about gay and straight people. You look at them and think, I see you for all you are. Great. No judgment. It's an awareness. Not in the South. You got no awareness. It's like, could you be a giraffe? I can't tell if you're a human or a giraffe. So that's where it gets quizzical. Back to you, Missy.
I love him, and I want our dear listeners to enjoy him as well. So the Leslie Jordan, look him up.
Oh my!
I had a FaceTime with an old friend who, which is also something I'm doing in quarantine, who said, "Hey, I thought of you the other day because I purchased the Archway Dutch chocolate
Oh my gosh, you should get a commission."
And I said, now I need them. I hate that you mentioned them because now I need them. So I popped right on Amazon and I ordered them up and they came in the mail. They said it'll be 2 weeks, and 3 days later, there they were.
You're so lucky. I ordered something that they said it would be 3 days, and 3 weeks later it's still not here. Tell me about the cookies.
I don't have to, because if you've ever had one, you know that your teeth sink into this amazing chocolate cookie. So now it didn't come as a 1-boxer. It came as a 4-box package. So I did tell Amy before we started recording that my choker literally choked me in my sleep. I put on weight in my face and neck in addition to my belly.
Gotta love that neck weight. It's my favorite.
So while sleeping, the 16-inch choker I had around my neck.
Gross. Who is fucking thin enough to wear a choker to begin with?
I don't know. Not anymore.
Yeah, that's like some Hollywood glamour and some low-down hoeing slutty shit. There's nothing in between with a choker. You're either like Keira Knightley in everyone's lustful dream, or you're scratching some part of your body and asking for $20. Like there's nothing in between.
It was just 16 inches. It wasn't like lay flat on my neck choker. It was, yeah, right. So I want you to know that those cookies tried to kill me in my sleep. Well, I had to yank that thing off.
Buy a bigger choker. That's all I say. And more cookies. That's my plan. Yeah.
I like your plan. And I'm wearing sweatpants today, so I'm fine with it. Yesterday I had something that had a waist on, and it was not pleasing. I was in a bad mood all day. And today I put on sweatpants, and dear listener, I'm fucking delightful today. I will tell you. I'm in a good mood. I read an article, Ames, that had the 40 best rock bands of all time.
Oh, Lord. You sound like my children's school assignments. Have you been having to do this? We
No.
have been, I've got 2 of the 3. They're school assignments. They're still going to school via Zoom, so it's a scheduled time. You meet with the teacher, blah, blah, blah. They're both in musical classes, so the younger one is in band, plays the drums, and the middle one plays the cello. And they're both quite good at what they do. So difficult to play chamber music over a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Difficult to really get in a lot of drum practice. So they've been having these inventive assignments. Go ask your parents what's their favorite song and why, and then have them play it for you, and then you two discuss it and then tell me what they said. So every day it's favorite from multiple kids coming at me. Who could ever pick 40 rock bands best of all time? It's not possible. But tell me, somebody tried.
Well, they did it. And then I thought, it's ridiculously subjective. It's not even a rational thing to do. It's something a crazy person who's very opinionated would sit in a room and do.
Are they good, though? Is it like a high fidelity
they're classical,
top 5
yes.
recipe? Okay.
Yes, they're classically fine. Then I thought, the other thing going around Facebook is these post one a day albums that help shape your life, and That to me is much more. I'm not going to do it. Thank you for tagging me, 8 people. I'm not doing it, but sorry. I think you knew that when you tagged 2 people on that Thursday. That I was the one who was. I'm grateful you were thinking about me, but I think we both know that
you're so charming. Yeah,
that it's not going to happen. So I'm glad you had the backup, but let me be your backup. Let somebody else do it, and I might shock you someday. But I thought, can you tell me, like last time we talked about Upstairs at Eric's and how it sets a mood. We talked about, what was the other band? B-52s and how that is absolutely, right? I was listening to Chicago before we started recording, and that absolutely put me back in a place. Are there albums that just hold a place for you, that set a mood, that were part of instrumentally, thank God that was your dog and not mine, instrumentally creating Amy Fugazi? Like, what is that album? And part B to that question is, as I did this, I came up with a couple. And part B being, is it okay for that album? Are you really a fan? Or is it for that album to be a greatest hits album? Or are you not, or is that not deep of a dive enough for you?
No, I unfortunately I think I have to allow greatest hits albums. It is
Okay.
it is a cheat. It is a sadness. It's a
Okay.
it's a weakness. But I also think that it is mad props to the artists themselves to be able to have everything where it's pitch perfect and every single song is spectacular and you love it. I mean, I'm thinking of what are some greatest hits albums like that? Queen. So Bowie, trying to think of all the Billy Joel, can I say? So
I mean, to the point where he has greatest hits 1
and 2
and 3. Yeah, he
and
keeps
those are
going with
those
it.
are just some of the greatest hits,
Right.
that I can even think of. I've got a lot of greatest hits songs or albums, but in terms of really listen to it cover to cover, know every single song, even the songs that you don't even really like that much, you know every single word to it. That's Violent Femme. That's Cocteau Twins, which doesn't even have any language that you can. That's one of the ones I picked out for the kid, also because it was something I didn't think that everybody in our milquetoast school would have picked. That was the pressure for having to do this for the kids, because I also felt the implied judgment of Brandon and Karen. I know them.
Chad.
and Pam. I can see them reading this list of Shakira. Like, I don't know what people are gonna fucking pick. I'm an old dude, and you gotta do some stuff with some.
Well, her hips don't lie, so.
And all hail Shakira. So I just pulled that.
Yeah.
I just don't own an album. So anyway, those are thoughts. But I mean, honestly, we're big Ben Folds fans in this house, and we're huge Foo Fighter fans in this house, and Beatles. So you're gonna tell me that a Beatles any album doesn't read like a Simon and Garfunkel? That's that's a movie soundtrack album is from The Graduate is the best album soundtrack album ever. Thank you for the ever. So it goes on and on and on. And I'm just as inclined to listen to a song from Johnny Cash and fall on the ground because I can't believe how stunning great it is, to listen to crazy screaming metal, to listen to classical, and on, opera, whatever. There's very few that I'm like, so it's hard for me also just to mentally recall them. So you give me some from this list and from your list.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I'll be on a car ride with my kids and I will sing every word to Crazy Train. and then I will hear Willie Nelson sing Roll Me Up and Smoke Me When I Die. And I will sing every word to that too. And then I will sing Add It Up. So it is definitely an eclectic mix. But as far as albums go, I mean, I think Road Trip Radio, I think we discovered was our wheelhouse.
Right.
But, or Yacht Rock, those are also, takes you somewhere, the summer of whatever. But I am a huge Paul Simon fan. So Graceland, cover to cover, whatever it is. But when it came to Sounds of Silence,
yeah,
it blew me away. James Taylor.
Yeah, although also excellent.
A ridiculous fan, to the point where, I would see him every summer, and he sings in one of his songs, That's Why I'm Here, which is an amazing album in itself. He sings that he plays Fire and Rain every summer because you keep coming back year after year. So there are the fans who just want to hear the greatest hits albums. But even in the people who are giving it away online, like the Bare Naked Ladies,
Oh yeah, love them.
Ed Robertson does every Friday, I think. He does for a charity. He picks it every week. He does a live stream. And he does a lot of the new stuff, but I want the deep cuts from them. And I want the deep cuts
Yeah.
from James Taylor. And
Yeah.
I want to hear Mona, where he sings about a pig who has to die because I want to hear Traffic Jam. I want to hear all of those. So the albums of his, Never Die Young was a more recent album. Do you remember that one? I mean,
No.
more recent in the last 20 years.
No, I'm sure I
40.
would hear the songs from it, but not from an album standpoint.
Yeah, so I'm seeing all these people online posting what albums shaped them, and I was wondering, the Eagles' greatest hits. Can I pick that one? Is that something that is greatest hits okay, or is that a cop out?
No, I would listen to Queen greatest hits on. I'm just thinking of things that I would sit at the stereo playing the vinyl, right? And I would play Queen greatest hits. I would play that cover to cover. I would play Billy Joel the Stranger, probably because I had it. I would play a lot of Blondie. I would play everything from U2. I would go out and buy U2 on vinyl, all of it. Those were the ones. The Femmes was in college in the tape deck, right? Or maybe the CD when you get fancy. The Sundays are another one. So it's, again, you go to this really, really, I had a big Manchester period where I loved everybody from that part of the world and everything up and down and in between. But sitting, and there goes Ryman Simon. So when I was a little kid, and fucking Neil Diamond. Oh my God, bring me some of that hot shit. Whoo, that Lord, now that man, that's some good time. When you're a little kid and you find some of that shit and you're playing it, Burt Bacharach can suck it. Damn.
Neil Diamond
Damn,
was fantastic.
that's the one to play. And the soundtrack to West Side Story, the original Broadway, I have that. All these I've stolen from my parents' record collection because they don't fucking care about records. So I just took them with their
that was
with
my
their
other
awareness.
question.
Yeah.
They're not listening to it anyway.
No, I mean they packed up. They said gratefully take these fucking boxes. Like it was not like anyway.
Well, that's the other question. I grew up on a lot of show tunes. So those musicals were albums that I listened to. Starting from Sesame Street used to have recording albums that I used
have
to
one
listen
with
to.
Grover on the cover. Yeah, they're really cool.
So I used to listen to all of those. And then I transitioned to the high quality Broadway.
Oh!
I went from Sesame Street to Broadway. And musicals definitely define an entire section of my life and development and understanding of the world. Not everything is falling on a barricade, but I mean, the music definitely spoke to me. I think that as far as the music goes, I'm curious, since our listeners write us at such a rapid rate.
It's hard to get through all the mail. The bags
I'd
and
love to
bags.
hear.
We are keeping the Postal Service in business with these giant sacks of mail.
Ben Platt. You know who Ben Platt is?
I am supposed to, and I'm sure I do.
He just did the sun comes shining in. Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see
He's-
that one. We couldn't get tickets.
So Dear Evan,
It's coming. Ha ha ha! It's coming to it's coming. Ha ha ha! It's coming
In
to
the
the
fall.
season tickets that we bought at the brand new thing where they do the traveling Broadway series. We have one right in our town instead of 48 minutes away. They built one here. It's massive, beautiful, Swarovski crystal chandelier, and it's fucking not even going to open. We'll never have theater.
That breaks my
They
heart.
should burn it to the ground. No, I haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen yet, so please, no spoilers.
No, not at all. Ben Platt has a Netflix special.
Was he also the one who was in Newsies?
He was in everything.
Okay,
yes.
so my son
think so.
looks like Ben Platt. Rocco looks a
can see
lot
it.
like Ben Platt because we went to try to wait in line to get the tickets in one of our special New York trips just for him and couldn't get him. So we went outside by the stage door where there's a poster of this guy and he, stood in such a way and made his
think he was
face
in Newsies.
made his face in such a way where he could tilt his head and he posed next to the picture and people are like, "You know Ben Platt?" And I'm like, "No, that's my
I
kid.
am
That's my
Ben
fucking
Platt."
kid." Yeah. So
Know him.
Yeah, anyway.
I made him.
So he did a thing in music, and you're going to tell me about it because it's really good.
So he did a Netflix special.
Oh,
He was in Book of Mormon also. He said, maybe some of you know me from, and he started talking about things he was in. Oh, honey, he was in Pitch Perfect. He's Benji,
he's sort of like
the magician.
a gently puffed up face. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm trying to say he's kind of got like a broad face. I know who he is. If he was the,
he did The Politician. He did.
I don't know that. That's fine. I'll look him up
on Netflix. So he sings a song like that made me cry. I'm putting together another puzzle, and my dog is stealing pieces, eating them, and then vomiting.
What in the fuck is wrong with these people? Your dogs are not welcome to puzzle time. There's a couple of things in life your dogs are not welcome in. If I need to draw these boundaries for you, to draw them for them, you just let me know. Puzzle time. Puzzle time is one of them. Stop it.
I don't know what to do with this one dog. He's so tall. His head rests on every table.
Which color is this one?
It's the big off-white one, the big tan one.
Oh,
the one that looks most like yours.
Not the brown, not the black and white one.
No,
that
she's
one.
A treat.
That one I thought was the largest one. The brown one.
She's not.
That's
She's
like
the
a Great
daughter
Dane size. Yeah.
Yes, and he's square faced too, so he kind of looks a little Great Daney when he's all shaved down. So I heard his song "Grow with Me." The song basically says, you know, you're saying we grow apart, and I'm saying stay here, grow next to me. When you're high, I'll be low, I'll take the lows. It's so beautiful. It's one of those songs that would have shaped me as a younger me, but now I just want to play for Stuart and realize he doesn't get it and be mad at him.
He hears grow for me. You got it. Let's hit the bedroom.
Right, exactly.
Let's hit the bedroom.
Exactly. Yeah, and no. What they're missing, what the boys here are missing are sports. And I'm sure all of the boys in your home are missing sports. I think your husband posted that he was watching like a retro, like an old-timey game from 1906. Like he was really watching old sports.
We do that anyway, and so this is just an excuse. Yeah, he would frequently. He is very, very interested in sports. I wish that he would participate in sports. He refuses to be a coach. He refuses to be a player, but he will absolutely participate in every other known way. My boys don't miss it as much, but Daddy definitely misses it.
Your husband is a player. I want to tell you that while watching ESPN, I thought about him because I think he's watching all of those channels as well. And I saw a show that ESPN is running because they have nothing else to run called Stone Faces.
What's that about?
It's kind of Russian, I want to say, Slavic. It's kind of in that area of the world, and it is a slapping contest.
Wait, I've heard about the slapping competition. I didn't realize it was called Stone Faces. I've seen people do it. It's terrifying.
It's terrifying. How you don't have a TBI after this, I don't understand for a second. It's amazing and disturbing, and I think that if you haven't seen it, dear listener, rush to YouTube and put in Stone Faces. It's these enormous, you know how Leslie Jordan has his face taking up the whole screen? It's a tight shot of a hand that has, I don't know what kind of torque is coming at them, or muscle is coming at them, but it just takes a fucking pounding, and it is glorious. Why I enjoyed it or I couldn't look away, but they slapped the shit out of each other. And I know if I were to slap a leg or something, my hand would hurt. It would tingle. I would feel pins and needles in my... How these two monsters slapped the shit out of each other was both brilliant and disturbing.
And the wind up that they have. It's like you're holding a baseball bat, but it's just your straight arm coming at somebody's face. And they're these giant, I could lift a semi-tractor trailer up over my head, but today I choose to slap you. And it's just so frightening because you can't stop it. You see it happening. Normally, if you see a fight getting ready to go down, every fiber of your being is thinking, stop, or get out of this area so you're not in the fight. And instead, you just watch it, and you're like, that man's going to get hit in the head, and he's going to get his fucking bell rung, and then here it comes, kaswapo, and then he stands there in the big red handprint on the face, and the thing's going, blah, 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 and it's just standing there like, I can't believe it, and then he's going, I'm a big man, I'm going to slap you next. I'm going to slap you next. It's like a Russian drinking competition. You don't understand how that much alcohol can replace all of the fluid in the body, and they're still standing there going, and I will have more. It's very bizarre.
How do you stand there and let that happen to you?
I don't know.
I get the doing it. I can even wrap my brain around watching it, knowing it's planned. But how, as the victim of, do you stand there and take the slap to the face? And it's not a slap. It's a truck slap.
It's an open-handed punch That's the only way to describe it, because they are absolutely ringing your fucking bell.
And then I like to watch like the reaction, like, because their eyes flutter a little, like, wait, where's ahead of me? How do I focus? Like, and the only reason I can laugh at this is because they subjected themselves to this. This isn't something that they are forced to do to feed their families, or their families will be killed or die. This is like, I'm an athlete, and here's what I'm going to do today.
I thought you were going to say, I'm an asshole, because that sounds like the only thing that they're fucking, it's just the strangest thing that I have ever seen. I haven't even seen it. But the other thing is, how could you watch it? Like, I would see it for just a little tiny snippet of time. And then I think, I'm in the wrong area. This is not the kind of content I want to see. My friend of mine's Facebook was hacked, and I got a video last night, and it said, "Hey, Amy, I think you're in this video. Want to watch?" And you could tell from the still screen that it's like a person standing and a person bent over. And I'm like, I can guarantee you I'm not in this video. So I don't need to press play. I already know. Then I immediately knew this is a hacked account. Like, when you see the slapping, do you not think, yeah, this is the wrong channel for me. I need different content.
No,
it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Does it fill you with happiness thinking, I don't have to hit somebody, I can just watch it? Is that where you go?
I think if you get on a roller coaster, it doesn't fill you with happiness. It fills you with horror and it fills you with lots of emotions.
Why would you ever get on a roller coaster?
And personally, I wouldn't. But
who does?
But
this?
I get it.
Yeah.
But I like watching the stone faces. It's called. Look it up. Trust me. Look, I think that's what this episode's turning into. Because
people all slapping each other and just saying it's okay.
You're all sheltered in place. We're really going out there and finding the best things to entertain you. Leslie Jordan, Stone Faces, albums of life-defining scale. We're here for you to really put together that list of things you should be doing. What you should not be doing.
Oh, okay, good.
But you might want to check and see if your teen is.
Oh, no.
There are a couple of apps for dating for teenagers.
Oh, God.
Wait, what? Why do teenagers need to date? Well, first of all, we can't leave the house, so joke's on you. But the Hoop app?
What's that?
Have you heard of this?
No, is it basketball? I don't know.
You wish it was basketball.
Oh, God. What is it now?
It is, there's the other one. It is how you sign on and you get new Snapchat followers and you see their information and you can direct message them and it's pretty much dating. It's the Tinder for teenagers.
So it's basically Tinder, yeah, but it's just fucking Facebook. So it's taking everything that you can do in terms of, yeah, I can see your profile. I can see everything that you've put out there. And except people have grouped them into a private group called a Hoop. And now you're able to, if you step into that room, you can see all the people who are in there. And that's a way for you to connect or not connect and not connect. I mean, it's all the same fucking, that I find it laughable that all of these different platforms exist and that people are drawn to them thinking they're in any way different. They're not. It's exactly the same thing. It's back to fucking MySpace, which I didn't like to begin with. It's all the same thing with a different twist on it, so somebody else can buy your information and sell it. In any event, in terms of the Hoop thing, so this is now kids are using this to say swipe right, swipe left sort of a situation.
I think so. This is also Yubo. Yubo is another app for kids to gather other Snap. And the reason Snapchat's the outlier is because those pictures that aren't on your story but that you post and send disappear unless you screen grab them.
Which everybody does. So, yeah.
Yeah, and they get noticed that you took a picture of that screen. But yeah, so Yubo and Hoop, I want to know. I know when I was their age, I wanted to grow up faster too, and I wanted independence and freedom, but I wasn't as, I don't know, in touch with everything that's going on in the world as they are. They are very knowledgeable about or sensitive to or aware of what's happening in a larger scale of things. Why don't they understand better than we did why it's what they can get away with, what they don't have to be responsible for, what the advantages are?
Because there are no actual consequences. We are in a time now where consequences take into account your mental health and your being as a human and the idea that you're a whole person. Consequences in the past were, I'm going to shoot you in the head and you're dead. And then I'll tell all my friends about it, and they'll say, you're a good parent. Pat you on the back. Like, it's just the penalties were so extreme. The awareness of an opportunity to violate any rules and regulation was very low because there wasn't this shared prison communication system for all the children. Oh, you did that? You can get away. You can do this. You can do that. And the shaming structure of parents for being overbearing comes at you twofold from other parents and organizations, like the I don't know what the thing is for protecting kids, right? The government services. And
DCFS.
Thank you. And from the kids themselves who say, you violate, I got this just yesterday. You're violating my rights. That's against the Geneva Convention. And I was like, this is I said, this is a dictatorship. Get on board.
I'm sorry. Did you strap him down to something? And
no, I believe I requested that
waterboard?
he take a walk and move some chairs from the backyard to the front yard. This was the request. This was the prison scape that I had concocted for. Take a guess which one. Yeah.
Super. Oh, it's definitely your middle one.
Yes, everybody, every listener already knows.
It's definitely your middle
We
one.
love you, Petey. Yeah.
It's definitely. I know exactly who it was.
We love you.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to having consequences for your actions, I don't know that they really even understand that completely, but they know that they've got rights and they're not moving your fucking chairs.
That's it.
They're not moving your fucking chairs. Speaking of rights, Amy, what are you watching?
Oh, God. No, I have a good one. So I watched Upload from beginning to end, and then I've watched it 3 times again.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's got a little romance in there, and everybody's good looking. So I'm in. What else do I need? I just keep watching it over. And I need Harlequin romance, light, attractive people with a challenge that I can get on board and really agree that it's a challenge. I can't have like a pretend challenge like, how will we decorate this tree in time for the holiday party?
Right,
like I can't,
right.
That's not enough for me. So they have actual challenges, but they're not painful, emotionally wrought challenges. They're thoughtful. Oh, how would that, that's a conundrum. And take your shirt off again? Let's talk about it together. So I like those shows. So I've been watching that one. And just on a lark, we finally dove in. You can't say a word. You have to have a pact that you won't say a word because you will lose your mind when I say this. Okay. So you and everybody else on the planet, I'm way behind, and we consciously didn't start, and we are only 1 episode in. So I'm super green to Ozark. Just started, and it is fucking amazeballs. You're looking at me like you haven't started it.
I'm 2 episodes from the first season and I stopped and I have to go back.
The first episode, we watched it at like midnight and too tired to watch the next one, but sort of thinking, am I really too tired? Because I want to watch the next one. So fucking good. So fucking good. And little Jason Bateman directed it.
I love him.
Oh, so it
He's
makes you
great.
feel even more happy. I think secretly he's a dick in life. I think he's not a good person. I think he's probably a giant dick, and it really breaks my heart. I want him to be the best dude. I want him to be the pleasant brother. But I think that he is. I think he is the not an actual dick, like a terrible person, but I think he is like a mean practical joker. I think he's got a mean streak to him. I think he really.
I don't know where that comes from.
With my thought of it,
Yeah.
I just feel like it's true. I don't know. I don't feel like I could trust
I have
him.
no evidence, but I just know.
I don't feel like just from every single thing that I've seen in the public eye, when you watch a character and then you hear the interview of the actor playing the character and they're so far apart from each other, you can't even really watch that character again because the actor who played it, you're like, yeah, that's not that. I can't get on board now. My husband was doing this just yesterday. We'd watched the Jerry Seinfeld comedy special. Have you seen this one?
I have, yeah.
Did we talk about it on pod? I don't recall.
I don't think so.
So hilarious, so funny, tears, so great, nostalgic in the style of comedy, relevant for today, super fun, super props, loved it. And then
Tone of voice. Not what you say, it's how you said it.
and then, Jerry goes on Howard and starts talking, and now my husband is like, I've lost all credibility for Jerry now. Because some of it is like, oh, that's just a comic bit. That's not real life. And he was doing the comic bit as if to say, let me let you into my real life. Why did you do that? If it's,
I don't
why
know.
did you do it?
You know that when you don't think some of that's real. You don't think his wife absolutely says.
No, I don't.
Really?
Yeah. She's like 19 years old and writes fucking cookbooks. She doesn't have any problems, period, with him or anybody else. There's no tone of voice. She's got her own suite of houses that she can go in if she doesn't like the way he's talking to her.
Right up your alley with something sweet, small problem you could solve kind of thing is Sweet Magnolias. Have you started
I
that
saw that in the Netflix thinks that I'd like it. And I saw just the thumbnail, not even the trailer. And I thought, I'm not going to like you. You don't look like people I like. You look like me. I don't want to be told that's what I look like, even though I absolutely do. There was some plump woman with curly hair sitting there with this weird smile on her face. And I'm like, don't bring me Sweet Magnolias. Don't algorithm me. Yeah.
I think you'd like it because it's Joanna Swisher, who's married to Nick Swisher, I think. He was a Yankee. I don't know. I doubt he still is. So she did another show, which I dug. I thought it was cute that I said, oh, look, 3 minorities, a heavy woman, a black woman, and a ginger. Like, what? How is that 3 minorities? Oh. Like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
But it was cute because it's Southern, and it's the Leslie Jordan thing that I'm starting to appreciate. They're like, bless her heart. And she's, all the things they say. I said, oh, I know what that means because I've got Amy and Leslie Jordan.
That's right. That's right. We know.
It means what a fucking dick. So, which is my language because I'm a New Yorker. And if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. And I'm not going to couch it and disguise it with whatever weird verbiage.
But that's what's the misnomer of this. And I am no, spokesperson for the South. I've lived here plenty long time and I'm not from here and I still don't get a lot of it. Having said all of that, it's no different than a New Yorker. That is being a New Yorker in the South. It is fucking rude and direct. And there is no hiding it. Everyone exactly knows what it is. It's just, they don't call P down here. They call it TT. It's still piss. You just don't want to call it P because you want to call it something a little nicer. It's still what it is. Everybody knows what it is. Did you go T?
Oh, shit.
You gotta go TT. Gotta go TT. Yeah. I guess that stands for tinkle tinkle. I don't know what TT is, but I do because it's piss. So there's no, you don't say TT and magically think that you're not talking about piss. You've changed the name for doing the very New York, put your fucking mask on. I mean, that's all it is. It's very direct. And you can do it with eyes down here. Instead of with your mouth, you do it with your eyes or your stance, right? And everybody knows exactly what you're supposed to do. So, and then the other parts of the South that are not so charming is this whole entitlement to, we gonna have fun. It's all right. We gonna have fun. Unlike I did something, moving on the scale and the range of safety in having a controlled group of people, fewer than 10, gather in my home, right? With moderate social distancing. So that was not, that's very different than, I'm trying to remember, I think it was Alamance County. They held a race outside. A hee-haw bullshit car race, and they were packed shoulder to shoulder, fists in the air, an entire auditorium, and the sheriff was like, that's okay, bring it. We's outside. COVID can't live outside. Not when you coughing and drinking next to your best buddy, and there's only 100,000 of you. I mean, it's just...
COVID can't live outside.
Fuck nuts. So,
I caught up with the weekly Patriot Act, Hassan Minhaj.
I do. I haven't watched him. I've seen he keeps coming up in my little
He's
queue.
So smart. His research, he's so smart and so good. There's a new show that we want to watch with the kids called The Lovebirds.
Yeah.
Which looks funny and they should probably enjoy. But I'm still catching up on Dead to Me season 2.
I haven't started it. This is Memorial Day where we are remembering a very special friend who has passed away. Over the same time frame, and family members who died while in service in uniform and all that. So I feel like Dead to Me is not where I want to start, but I did actually really like it when I watched the first season.
Oh, so good. It was so good.
Yeah.
And this one is turning out to be I mean, we're 6 episodes. We're almost done. It's just as good. It's really good.
I love it.
Okay, I have a final parting question for you. Do you know what oak tag is?
Oak tag. No. Am I supposed to? Is that really bad? Is that like saying,
No, I mean,
do you know what a penis is? No.
No, it's location. When I grew up, if you had a project to do, you'd wait for your parents to come home from work, and you'd say at 7:00 after dinner, "Mom, I need oak tag. I have to do a presentation."
What's oak tag? What are you fucking saying? Is this what?
It's poster board.
Oak
poster
tag
board is?
No, poster board I know. Oak tag? What the fuck is oak tag?
It's just something I grew up saying, and I used, and my kids looked at me like the 7th head just finished growing out of my neck.
Is that the store or is that
No.
the actual product? Like
Product.
was it a brand name? Was it like
No.
saying I need? So you're saying the substrate itself on some planet was called oak tag because
That
it's
planet-
pressed oak and tag.
That planet is called Long Island, and there we called poster board oak tag. I was just curious. Because
No, it's
when
not.
My
It
kids
didn't
looked
make
at
it
me,
far. I'm born and raised in Delaware, and we did not have that there.
from
So I will
Delaware.
speak for all of Delaware and say no, never, have not.
as I often do.
And I should, because there's really only 6 of us, but that's all right, and it's fantastic. So no, I say tinfoil, and I get a lot of shit for that. So
Instead of aluminum foil?
well, yeah,
Okay. I say tinfoil also.
it's tinfoil, and they're like, "What do you?" And when it's really difficult when you ask the children to go buy you some tinfoil because they cannot physically find it because there is no such product. And I say, but here it is, and I hold it in my hand. Oh, I mean that's kind of like cup o' noodle, which I still don't understand how people don't understand that it's cup o' noodle because that's what it is. And then I had to study the package, or because you think it's cup o' noodle. If you
Yeah.
actually stare at the package, there's no
Yeah.
O. It blew my mind, and I still didn't believe it. Have you frozen, or did I just blow your fucking mind? I'm sorry. That's not typically how we mark the.
I am absolutely keeping that in the recording. Unless you pitch a fit right now and tell me not to, that is absolutely a hundy in the recording.
Normally we do a clap so that there's a clap that's synchronized on both recordings and you can align them easily in editing. But this time,
So we were recording and we kind of, I think my kids woke up and started using internet, or something happened where internet dropped somewhere. So we just really wanted to come back to say goodbye.
yeah, and I know that everybody was fascinated by my cup of noodle story, which she's probably going to cut anyway.
No, I won't. I want to know. It doesn't say cup o' noodles. It just says what?
My favorite part of this whole thing is I loaded this up and I said that, and the second I said to you it doesn't say cup o' noodle, your face froze, and I couldn't tell if you were just shocked from this awareness that I had blown your mind or if you actually exited the room.
So what
which
does
I
it
think you
say?
did. It says cup noodle. The name of
That's
the product
the
is that
fucking
fucking
stupidest shit I've
stupidest. Thank you.
ever heard.
Woohoo!
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
So nobody's gonna adhere to that. So it is cup o' noodle. Fuck you. That's what it is. It's cup o' noodle. And the kids are like,
Absolutely cup o'
it's
noodle.
cup noodle. And I'm like, don't say that shit, or I will slap it out of your hand, and you get none ever, because they love that horrible.
And you have to
sodium
clean it up
madness.
after I do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
Cup noodle isn't even a
Dumb.
Noun?
Now you know why I thought you legitimately fucking froze, because
Yeah,
it's that stupid.
It's
Yeah.
stupid.
No.
Noun,
It's cup o'
noun.
noodle.
It's cup o' noodle.
It's like saying a banana is a banan. and the A is silent. It's not. It's a banana. Maybe that's not the best example, but still.
So what is it? Cup soup also?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Cup
so,
soup.
So fucking dumb.
It is
so
dumb.
fucking dumb.
Dear listener, thank you so much for listening. And I hope you've enjoyed and that you would like to look up and look into some of the things we've talked about. And maybe you've taken some advice on how to incorporate your life with that of friends of yours into your bubble. And Amy helped you with that. You can find us on all the socials at Listen Brilliant. Hashtag us. We'd love to see what you're up to and what you're doing. Or don't, because we know you're not going to anyway. And if we give you one of those as a choice, I won't feel as rejected.
And if you are one of those fantastic countries listening to us that is not the United States, because fuck you, U.S., then you guys, you could actually go and find us on the socials and see a little shout out to yourself, perchance. per chance and say, yeah, I'm from France. I listen all the time in my pants.
Write us an email at brilliantobservations@gmail.com. We will talk about it. We will mention your name. We will say nice things about you.
We will not slut shame you for coming over to our houses and infecting us with your COVID because we know you mean well. See, we're nice people. We're not Jason Bateman. We're here to help you.
I'm gonna defend him until I hear evidence to the contrary.
I think he's a meanie. I think he's a proper meanie. I think he's a meanie like that other one, Jason Sudeikis, where I so would fucking want to go out with him. He would be great, and I won't because you're fucking me. I know he's a dick.
Why? How?
You can tell. You know
God.
you know he is. You know he is, and he'll be the first one to go. Yeah, I know she's got it right. He is.
Well, we're going to have to...
Olivia Wilde will be the first one to tell you he is, but he's great too. She'll say that about her own husband. You can tell. You can tell these boys. It's the high school vibe. You can tell.
So
they're not that good.
Is the title of this episode All Jasons Are Assholes?
Well, it's true.
I don't think so.
It is.
Jason Stratham? Come on. There's got to be a good Jason out there.
I don't know. Write us, Jasons. Defend yourselves if you can.
If you dare. Jason Molina.
How do you know any of these people? What even is that? What you're saying? It's Jason Maracas, Jason Tingletang. Okay. You know who's really mean? Jason. I don't know any of these
Dear
fuckers.
listener, Amy needs a croissant.
Damn Jason Truth.
All right.
It's the truth.
We love you guys. Thanks for listening.
Seriously. Bye.